Hello and welcome back to the Fight for Liberty podcast. I'm your host, JJ, and I will be hosting today's episode alongside my glorious co host, Alfie.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, Alfie. How are you doing?
As well as I can be.
Yes. If you, the viewer, has been following recent events, we are recording this on September 11th, and I would like to start the episode out with a warning. The topics we're going to be discussing are a little bit heavier than normal, um, a little bit more serious than normal. I mean, we're normally pretty serious, but this one's just going to be a bit of a different tone than our normal episodes. Uh, so if you're concerned about that, viewer discretion is advised. Click off now. And then, next, I'd like to say never forget September 11th, 2001.
24 years ago.
Rest in peace to everybody we lost in that national tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll get into the first article. This is this comes from WBTV News. Charlotte light rail stabbing. What we know about the Ukrainian woman killed in the attack. I believe September 8th is when it took place. September 8th or 9th is when it took place, so about 3 days ago. This article comes out on September 9th. If you haven't been keeping up with the news, a little summary. A Ukrainian woman by the name of Irina was stabbed to death on a bus. And it was for no reason. There was no motive. She had no connection to the killer. A totally random act of violence that is completely uncalled for. We will be discussing some of the details of the situation.
Yes.
Federal officers announced on Tuesday, September 9th, that a federal charge was being brought against DeCarlos Brown Jr., the man accused, a bit more than accused, there's a video of him doing it, of the man who attacked Irina it was on August 22nd is actually when it took place. It was a while back, but it's just
It's
now.
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I guess it just now releasing videos and stuff like that about the case.
Yeah.
During Tuesday's announcement, James Barnacle, the FBI agent in charge in Charlotte, shared details about Irina that may be new to the public. She recently moved to Charlotte from Ukraine, escaping the conflict over there. She was trying to get over here for a better life. she she had a partner as well, but they were not named, and it was not clear if they are also in the States. They might still be there. When she got to the U.S., she immediately got a job and had to work several jobs to support herself, to keep herself afloat in the States, starting her new life away from the conflict, trying to just start a better life in here. She was after one of her shifts on August 2nd, she boarded the train or bus, my apologies, bus to go home after one of her shifts. She had been on that. It was a train, not a bus. It was a train. She had been on that train many times prior with no issues. But this specific day was a bit different. She boarded the train, and the man sitting behind her, was sitting there watching her mind her own business when he pulled out a knife and stabbed her multiple times. He then got up and started walking around while she sat there and bled to death when none of the other passengers got up to help her. It was a completely random attack. He didn't know her. She didn't know him. They had never seen each other before. He had been arrested and released on violent charges around 12 times prior, getting the minimum restriction, not restriction, minimum sentence on these other charges. He also did not have did not have a ticket to be on that train, and it's incredibly sad. Nobody should ever be treated like that. Anything you'd like to say, Alfie, before I get on to more details?
Um, just a dangerous world we live in. I mean, like you said, well, in the article that, she goes on that train all the time and just, and he, I mean, just that guy just was there, just had intentions of evil, just, I mean, for no reason. And it just, it just makes you, it could just only make you fear what's out there in the world, and makes you just afraid for others too, you know family members, and just anyone vulnerable just like that. I mean, this article doesn't have the video, right? And would not want to show that to the
Yes,
viewers, but it was a disturbing video.
it is a very disturbing video. It is accessible online. If you are interested in watching it, I would only suggest watching it if you
Yeah.
actually are sure you can handle it. It is some very graphic stuff and very disturbing to witness for me personally. What I don't like about the whole situation is the fact that you even have to be worried about stuff like that. You shouldn't have to be looking over your shoulder when you're getting on a train on the ride home, that you've done it a million times. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's also some reports of him making some racial comments afterwards. She was the only white woman on the train, and he made some comments about her race afterwards. And some people, and I believe it is actually being charged as a hate crime due to that. Um, and it's just not right for anybody to be attacked for any reason. But it's just like I don't want to put down other forms of violence, but random acts of violence are also are just have no place. It shouldn't be a part of this. No motive. He gained nothing. It was just because he wanted to, and that is the most messed up part to me.
Yeah. Well, what I can't stand about it is that he got released multiple times.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't know why anyone would think it'd be a good idea to let someone like that out in the world.
Yes, he had a history, and this could have been prevented. I say we get the judge who released him all those times. I believe it was the same judge. Uh, and get them in check because I think that they also need to be charged for this.
Yeah.
Clearly, he was unstable. I'm not sure if it was simply mental illness or if he was under the influence of any substances. Regardless, there's no reason.
Yeah. Just an awful person who just took the life of someone else like it was nothing.
Yes, I do have an image that I will show on screen of both of them and the train setup. I will not show that on screen. For our YouTube viewers, I'll add because yeah, we are on YouTube and Spotify. And if you are listening on Spotify, You can probably search it up pretty quickly. It's yeah, if you are interested in seeing that. But it's just not right, honestly. Imagine if she had had a family, kids. He had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, someone's daughter died, was murdered. I
Exactly.
mean, that alone is just
Just
it's
anybody,
it's insane.
yes, any sort of violence has no place in the society.
Yeah. I mean, especially someone like I mentioned, so, innocent and vulnerable.
Yes. I believe the president, Donald Trump, has made comments saying that if he had a say in it, he would suggest the death sentence for that man. I'm not sure if he's being charged with the death sentence yet. I think he's still in trial. I want to say I can't remember. Uh, but honestly, this is one of the occasions that I would say that is I would say that is permitted based off of his history and lack of rehabilitation with his time behind bars and free. Um, at the very least, I think that he should not have a chance to get out of prison ever. He clearly cannot operate properly in society, and I think he should deal with the consequences.
Yeah, you know, as a Christian, it's really hard to morally defend the death penalty, but I mean, in these circumstances, I feel that it is justified just how violent this individual is. And I mean, considering, I mentioned the track record too, I can't see a reason why, to let this person back out. I mean, I don't think prison would really do anything. I
Yes,
mean, they've lived their evil, violent, hateful life. I think it's, sorry, time for them to go into the next.
yes. Prison would more than likely just give him more opportunities to hurt people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. To all the other inmates and
And as we know, he's had like what 12 chances to.
yeah, what was it, 12,
Yeah,
14
it was quite a
counts
few. It
or
was
whatever?
double digits for sure.
Yeah, no, there's without a doubt that's yeah, you have to think about other people in, normal society, just regular people just walking down the street.
I would also like to comment on the other passengers. I think that they could have done something to help. Um, I know if I was on the train, I would have, and I think that she may have been savable. I, at the very least, he could have, he could have been detained right then instead of walking around menacingly with the knife afterwards. But the other passenger sat there and did nothing. They let her die, and I think that that also says something about the state of society.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are affects the the bystander effect, and I think you know, conflict isn't good, but sometimes it is necessary, especially in that situation. I feel like if everyone got up and stopped him, that would have been a lot better.
I think conflict
Um,
is totally permitted in the defense of another person.
oh, yeah,
Yes,
100%.
I
I
think that
just
yeah,
mean, I think some people may have been afraid. I mean, he had a weapon. I mean, it's, more understandable than, uh, so he was just beating her up out of nowhere. I mean, that would be a no-brainer situation to, uh, you know, intervene in. Arguably this one too, but considering he had a weapon,
yeah, I can understand people being nervous. Yeah, I see what you're
yeah.
saying.
But I do think, if everybody like just stood up and took this guy down, it would have been a lot easier.
he wasn't necessarily even a threatening person. He attacked like a coward. I think that he didn't want a fight. I don't think he wanted conflict. I think he just wanted violence, and I think that's a very disturbing factor as well. He, I, yeah, it's just he clearly was a coward. He attacked a small woman from behind that he didn't know, and then he ran away. I,
Yeah.
it's yes, it's very disturbing. It's an awful event.
I
My
mean, in that photo there, she's just minding her own business, and then
just another ride
he
home from
just,
work. My
yeah.
yeah, my prayers go out to her boyfriend and her family. I hope that they can find peace. And I'm sorry for what happened to them.
Yeah. Yeah. It just, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the video, it just happened really quick, right?
It did. She sat down, and I want to say it was around 3 minutes later. I believe she was stabbed twice, and then he got up and walked away, and she just sat there in shock. She didn't even feel the pain immediately. She didn't know what was going on. She was confused, and he just walked away. He didn't even look at her.
No heart, no compassion, just
A
pure
cowardly
evil.
and shameless act, and
Yeah.
it's it's disturbing that this can happen just to anybody who's walking in the street. If it can happen this unabashedly, it can happen to anybody. I think everybody should be wary. I don't think you should live your life in fear, but I don't think that you should live your life unaware either. I think these are good events to observe and to learn from to potentially avoid them in the future.
Yeah. I just, I think we need to be stricter on, people like that, criminals. Um, I mean, it's insane. Double digit charges.
I believe the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority of them were violent as well.
Yeah, I mean that says everything. I mean,
And I think the others were drug related, if I'm not mistaken. Which leads me to believe he may have been under the influence of substances. But again, that hasn't been publicly stated. And either way, there's no excuse for such an atrocious act.
no, yeah, I just, it disappoints me how, I mean, he could have gotten the death penalty 10, 12 charges earlier and, nothing.
Or at least more than the minimum sentence.
Life in prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he got a slap on the wrist.
Yes. Multiple times. Far too many times.
Yeah, and it's just it's sad because, if justice was served, this woman could still be alive today.
Yes. It's disgusting. And it's really sad because I see more and more news articles like this, more and more events happening like this more recently. And it just there needs to be a change, clearly. Anything else
Yeah,
you'd like to say on
I agree.
on this topic?
I wanna I would give a like I feel like every article I give like kind of some like advice or like recommendation or just like little things, and I feel like in this scenario I would say something like, be careful out there, but it's shouldn't have to live in a world where, like you were saying, having to look over your shoulder.
I
So
I would say still be aware, but don't
no, yeah,
don't live in
definitely,
fear.
100%.
Don't let it control your life.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
sad. Moving on to the next article. As you guys may have heard, yesterday, September 10th at around 12:20 p.m., Charlie Kirk, a popular political commentator, a father, a husband, was assassinated at a debate on college campus. Where I'm going to be reading an article that will give some insight into the events and give some context if you're unaware of who Charlie Kirk is. We will talk about it. This comes from NPR News. Charlie Kirk was barely old enough to vote when, at the age of 18, he launched Turning Point USA. The goal: to build an organization for young conservatives that would represent for them what groups like MoveOn.org meant for progressives. Quote, this was in the midst of the Obama presidency in the suburbs of Chicago, where Obama was really well liked. Kirk recalled on a podcast last year. In my local high school, progressive left-wing Marxist ideas were widespread, and I looked around and I was unimpressed by the conservative organizations that were out there. More than a decade later, Kirk had not only met that goal, but he became perhaps the most influential voice in young conservatism, playing a crucial role in national politics, including President Trump's 2024 victory. He died on Wednesday at the age of 31 after being shot while hosting an event in Orem, Utah. His death was announced by Trump, who praised Kirk's political impact. Quote, the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie, Trump wrote in a post on social media. Quote, he was loved and admired by all, including me, and now he is no longer with us. Milena and I's sympathies go out to his beautiful wife Erica and family. Charlie, we love you. End quote. After starting Turning Point, Kirk in many ways became the face of the young MAGA movement, creating a space that acts as a counterweight to the liberal politics that widely dominate on college campuses across the country. Turning Point USA now boasts more than 800 college chapters and an online following in the millions, including Kirk's accounts. The organization had also launched several connected nonprofits and has reported an annual revenue of roughly $100 million in 2024. Quote, Charlie literally died for what he believed in. It's the concept that founded this country. The movement he started has only just begun, said Joe Mitchell, the former president and founder of the group run Gen Z, which helps young conservative leaders for political office. Mitchell himself is now running for Congress and credits Kirk for supporting his political work since 2019. As I'm sure most of you know, Charlie Kirk was known for heavily known for debating on college campuses, which is what he was doing on this last Wednesday. From a little over 100 yards away, he was shot one time with a rifle. There are conflicting reports on if he died instantly or if he was able to hold on for a bit in the hospital. But around 2 hours later, he was officially pronounced dead by President Trump. Honestly,
I
no, go
oh
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was actually when it happened, I was in class, and I I was kind of skimming through on my phone as I just gotten out of class, ready to go home, and it was you that I heard it from, and I was just baffled. I was as I was walking my car, just I didn't know what to think. I mean, the uh, the video, horrible video, by the way.
I would suggest not searching it up. It's one
No,
of the
I say to the viewers, do not search this one up. This was traumatizing.
I've seen some gruesome things, but this impacted me more than any of those. And I would heavily
Well, I
urge
mean,
you to
especially
not have these images seared into your brain. The video
yeah,
of Charlie, of the incident happening. I would just avoid it at all costs. I heavily suggest.
yeah. But I couldn't believe it. It didn't look real almost.
It still doesn't feel real.
No, it doesn't feel real either. I still can't believe it. Um, oh, there's a point to that. It oh, okay, I remember. I I don't know if they were contemplating immediately releasing the fact that he had died. Um, i- right after he was shot in the video, I mean, like immediately after he was shot, I didn't see any response from him.
I
I don't know if he had died immediately there, and they were maybe they had contacted the president to officially release it. When it was ready.
There was a doctor report of him being alive but in critical condition around 30 minutes after he was rushed away. But I do think that if he had pulled through, the damage was just too severe.
Yeah. A shot like that, that's not easy to come back from. I mean, they even said that uh slim chance, and even if he did make it, he would probably have been paralyzed from the neck down. There's no way he was going to be the same after that.
Yes. The most disturbing thing about it all is, like, yes, there may have been a motive, but the motive behind it is so awful. Their motive for it was because they didn't agree with him. He doesn't incite violence. He simply is a political commentator who commentates and spreads his opinion. Everybody should have the right to do that, no matter what political party you're from, no matter what your opinion is. You should have the right to free speech. Blatantly
Yeah.
shooting somebody in the middle of the day for their free speech should not take place in society, in any society. It's
No,
it's
yeah, that's
disgusting.
just anarchy.
It is.
Um, you know, I sit here and I think that, you know, with this movement, the Crusade of Freedom, we're not against our opponents are not the, you know, opposition in views, but I mean, honestly, I couldn't imagine making a friend out of anyone who celebrating or justifying his, the shooting of Charlie Kirk,
I
the
see
assassination.
I see a disturbingly large amount of people doing that, and I
Yeah,
don't think
and luckily
anybody
not everyone
yeah,
on the left.
yes, there have been some good responses, which I greatly respect. But if you're celebrating the death of another human being who was killed in front of his wife and child for spreading his opinion, that's a deplorable thing to celebrate. And you should not be doing that. I would not do that for anybody, no matter their opinion. And I don't think anybody should at all. back, Alfie? We're having some technical difficulties. Please hold tight while we resolve them. My apologies for the silence. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Hello.
You were cutting out quite a bit. I think you're back now.
Yep. Okay.
I kind of pieced what you were saying. It was kind of in chunks, but I
Yeah, we had some technical
pieced.
difficulties, but we're back now. I will do my best to fix that. And editing, I apologize for any inconvenience in the viewers. What were you going to say? I was simply saying if you're celebrating the death, then of anybody for speaking their opinion, that's deplorable.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie specifically, he he invited healthy discussion.
That was his
I
goal.
Yeah, I mean that was a part of his thing. I mean, he he was, a great man, and he wanted America to talk again, and instead of just being in your own echo chamber. And I really liked seeing, him be respectful towards people in his opposition, and also calling out people too extreme that were on his side. Um, I uh, just remembering just like little like clips or just minor things of like, people on his side that were like harassing um, the liberal people in a way, and Charlie would, tell him to cut it out. And he was just an awesome person.
Yes. And we strive to do a very similar thing with our
Yes,
group. We are heavily modeled after Turning Point, but we're more general.
yes,
We are in full support of free speech from all sides. We believe mutual respect is a must in every situation. That's what we're striving to push out and to make a big point about. And
yeah,
with people being shot for sharing their opinion, I believe now is a better time than ever, a more important time than ever to share this message. Nobody should back
yeah.
down because of this. That's not what he would have wanted. We need to,
No,
yes, we need to continue to do what we're doing. Be respectful to each other. Division is a disease. That's what these people are trying to create. And we have to look past that and continue without fear. There should
yes, I agree.
there's no place for conflict. And there's never a reason for physical violence in a political circumstance.
Yeah, and it's the verbal rhetoric that, that's how it starts. Um, I don't like doing this, but just drawing parallels to, the 1940s Germany. There was, you know, uh, 1930s, 1940s. There was an obvious, beginning of just, hate and spewing just absolute hate, and, just demonizing your political side, and just having just a angry, hateful mob just attacking anyone in slight opposition.
I can
Um,
I can confidently say Charlie Kirk would not want us to go after the other side. He would not want us to
no,
attack back.
no,
That is not what he advocated for, and that is not what we advocate for. There's no place for that.
n- no. I mean, I think we do have to
We do have to.
fight like hell, but that doesn't mean, violence.
Yes, I'm referring to the violence. I don't think that there needs to be
Yeah,
any sort
yeah,
of violence towards the other side. But at the same time, I do not think that we should back down I don't think that anybody should back down. I don't take this as a warning or as I take this as a cowardly attempt that failed to silence us.
Yeah, we can't appease that monster.
No.
That'll just make it stronger.
Yes. And it's very unfortunate. It's very sad what took place. It should never happen. It personally shook me deeply. I grew up with a lot of his work, listening to his podcast, watching his debate videos, and to know that his the rest of his life, he was only 31 years old. He had a lot of life left. To know that that was robbed from him simply for exercising his First Amendment right, that his child's or his the the father that his children now won't have because of this monster of hatred. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And I urge all of you to continue speaking freely. Don't let this make you hesitant. It's what he would have
Yes.
wanted. Continue with the fight for free speech, no matter what side you're on.
Yeah. He would want us to go on. And my little piece of advice I'll say here is to the viewer, embrace courage and speak out even if what you have to say is unpopular. That's what I have to say.
I agree. Say what you believe the truth is, regardless of if you will be shunned because of it. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be conflict. I think that there should just be free speech. The fact that we even have to say this is very frustrating.
Yeah. We we both wanted to start this group because we both recognized that freedom of speech is being challenged every single day. And it feels more and more like it's just illegal or just getting to that point illegal to just have a mild political opinion.
Yes.
And he, and I would have said this, of course, before, he had passed his, I mean, as you mentioned earlier too, Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk was, such a huge inspiration for us starting this. A lot of factors kind of came into it, but just inspiring how even just at 18 years old, how intelligent he was, how ambitious, um, and just how courageous he was. Um, I really wish I was uh, as courageous as him, just because he wasn't afraid to speak out and feel like in almost just any circumstance. Um, yeah, he was a great man, inspiring man.
Charlie Kirk was asked in an interview one time that when he passed away, what did he want to be remembered for most? His answer was courage for his faith. I agree. And I think that's what we should remember him most for. He had the courage to put his faith before others, no matter what that cost. He put it as a key beacon in his life to follow. He died for what he believed in, doing what he loved, helping people, helping bring awareness, helping bring good, natural, healthy conversations from both sides. I think we need to continue with that now more than ever.
Yeah, in such a polarized society that's needed now more than ever, like you said.
I just want to say rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. His legacy will live on forever. My prayers go out to his daughter and his wife, or his child and his wife, excuse me. I cannot remember the gender of his child. But my prayers go out to his child and his wife. I hope that they're able to find peace. And I hope that they are able to not have to deal with anything else from in terms of violence, in terms of hatred, in terms of being insulted. I'm disgusted knowing that if they open a comment section on any social media about his death, that they are going to see hatred. And that disgusts me. Nobody should be hated after their death. Nobody should be nobody's death should be celebrated, especially not for speaking what he believed in and standing behind what he believed in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, insane because, I mean, there's just a lot of hate being spewed on the internet. And I know there's a lot more than what I've dug into. Uh, it's just, I feel like a lot of people who do hate him just, I mean, forget about the political views. It's just, he, you know, a lot of those people haven't, I guarantee you, haven't sit down, watched any of the debates, and if so, watch them with an open mind. Um, I've seen plenty of the debates, and he's just, I feel like he's just like constantly respectful, and he's one that he's never, at least from what I've seen, ever forceful about his views. I mean,
No.
it's not like he's going up to people and asking questions. He has a line with a microphone. People come up voluntarily.
The debates are
Um,
less
to have
debates and more conversations. That's the beauty of it.
yeah, well, that's his intention. Yeah, some people, have gotten a little out of control, but he always just wanted that, and he what I liked about him too is like he did also, once in a while did like acknowledge like good points on the other side too. Because there are things I feel like if you just take a certain position and if you take a certain position, take both sides. I think there are some elements that are hard to morally defend 100% on both sides. Because I mean that's just that's a debate. Arguably a philosophy aspect to politics. Um, but just depressing
It is.
is all I can say.
It's very depressing. Even outside of his career, he was a husband, a father, a son. He strove within his personal life to follow, to practice what he preached, per se. He was not problematic. I don't believe he's ever had any criminal record. He's never incited violence. And one of the characteristics that I respect most is he not only would push what his opinions were on things, but if you really looked at his personal life, he clearly was following what he was speaking about as well. It wasn't just his opinions, it was his actions. He was speaking from experience.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And I like how he's a good, respectful person in politics, and I'm just in my head right now. I'm just thinking of all of the family pictures of him put on the news and whatnot, and he was an amazing uh you know father and husband, loved his children and his wife, and I still can't believe it.
Yeah, it's unreal, and
Yeah.
it's sad to think about. And again, I would like to urge the viewers: do not look up the footage, because that makes it
No.
a lot worse. And I wish I would not have. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
um Gonna miss you, Charlie.
Yes. Thank you. I just want to say before we end this, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Um, and
And
we're gonna dedicate this
sorry.
episode to him.
Yeah.
I would dedicate this episode
Yeah.
for his inspiration
um
and his work, his hard work. What were you gonna say?
yes, definitely. 100%. um I was just gonna say, we are gonna keep fighting for you. you know um this we're not gonna back down, and
No.
I know you would want us to just keep going with this,
Yes.
and we're gonna do that.
And if any of our viewers would like to get involved with the fight and don't know where to start, I will leave some links in the description where you can reach us, contact us, and you can help with this battle for free speech and battle for, frankly, for safety in this country. If that interests you, email us, join our Discord server, get in contact with us by whatever means you can figure out. And with that, we're gonna end this episode. Thank you for watching or listening, and rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. We will never forget you.